Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we talking about solely your sun sign, because all your planets is being filtered through your sun, and that's what we consciously can see from you, based upon your actions, the way you act, and how you see things. So right now, we're going to talk about what Gaia, aka Torah, aka Earth, got in stores for sun sign Aquariuses for this week. Now, when we get to when we want to talk about the sun relationship, right now the sun is in Virgo. So this is a misunderstanding right now. So as far as your actions, the way you act and how you see things off the back, it's in a misunderstanding with people misunderstand your actions and how you see things, basically. People around you misunderstand your actions, the way you act and how you see things. But you also misunderstand other people's actions and the way they see things around you. So how to get an understanding, right? You need to understand, sit back and observe and start to apply and criticize and learn other people's ways of thinking and being practical. Now, here's the thing with Aquariuses. Aquariuses have their own way, their own fixated way of thinking, communicating, and analyzing. So for the most part, when it comes down to trying to put themselves in other people's shoes, they don't like this. This is something they don't like. See, an Aquarius off the bat can sit back and think. They're mental, so they can sit back and think why a group of people think the way they think. And then they just brush it off by just saying, I don't do things like that. I don't think like that. So they jump back into their uniqueness, their own way of thinking and communicating. But they miss, a lot of times, they miss the aspect, and this is where Geminis can help them. They miss the aspect of being able to put themselves in other people's shoes. They know how to talk about a person being in those kind of shoes and think about that life, but they don't know how to actually put themselves in another person's shoes to the point that they can start coming up with the ideas and realms of realities of why a person even came to the conclusion of doing these type of things in the first place. See, Aquarius can sit there and analyze why a group of people do these things, but they can't put themselves in a person's shoes to come up with the meanings or reasonings of why that person came to the conclusion to do these things in the first place. So that's just a misconception that the fix may give. And that's a great segue into going into the moon, because the moon just slid up out of Taurus and is getting into Gemini. So right now, your actions and the way you act has, anytime there's a trine, that's a gift. So your actions and the way you act and how you see things has the gift of making other people feel comfortable. Also, your actions, people may borrow your actions and how you see things and the way you act to help rectify certain circumstances that's going on in their life and in their internal life. Also, you may experience a lot of support from others also, and then you're going to also feel comfortable with your actions and the way you see things. But the only clash that may happen is the modalities. See, when you're too busy being fixated on your own way of thinking and communicating, others may feel that you're being rebellious and you're being opposing and you're being unrelatable and you're doing it for no reason. See, Aries is a sextile to Aquarius, so they look at the Aquarius energy like, yeah, that's the reason to rebel and oppose. That's the reason to be unique and original. That's the reason. But Geminis, they understand that the air aspect, that fire, and especially Aries, have no time to understand. They understand that all this is dealing with sociability and communicating and analyzing. So they look at the Aquarius like, okay, you're being rebellious and opposing for no reason. You're trying to be unique and original for no reason when we're all air. We're all trying to communicate. So that's where Geminis can kind of help you. And even Libra. Libra, look at Aquarius. Libra be too busy trying to initiate and create new ways of thinking and communicating anyway. So a lot of times Aquarius could just be quiet around a Libra because a Libra is too busy trying to talk too much anyway. They're doing all the talking. And Aquarius, they feel the air, so they can talk to a Libra too, but they still got their own fixated. It's like an air balloon. Aquarius is the air balloon, so it's the air within the air, but it's its own secluded air. You know what I'm saying? Gemini is the scatter air. It's the air everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Libra is like the pressure air, either CPR or air being pumped in the tire, or like a relationship air, an air that's going strictly to another air, a one-on-one. you know what I'm saying, type of relationship type air, you know what I'm saying, sociable, initiating, creating new ways of how to utilize that air, you know what I'm saying. So that's how they all play out, you know what I'm saying. But it's all revolved around, so the clash, you're going to clash with the modality, you know what I'm saying, where you may need to get more fixated. You may need to poke a little air in your air balloon so you could kind of add more ideas and thoughts to your own way of thinking and communicating, and be a little bit more sociable and not be so rebellious for the sake of no reason. But for the most part, the things that y'all clashing about is in the same realm of reality. Social shit, communicating, analyzing, technologies, phones, messaging each other and shit like that. So it's all under the same type of value and appreciation. Now, for the most part, Mercury is in Virgo, and it just slid out of your opposite. So, like last week, or like yesterday and the day before yesterday, your actions and the way you act and how you see things was at odds. So, at odds with other people's ways of thinking, communicating, and analyzing. So, a lot of times people was thinking, communicating, and analyzing about you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you. A lot of times, even if you had a lot of positive energy, a lot of times it's getting turned into negative right now. So, all Aquariuses, the way you act, how you see things, and your actions, right now is being talked about, analyzed, being communicated about, and in a negative way. So, because it's opposing. So, how to make this a give and receive match other than a tug of war match? You have to set aside your actions and the way you act and how you see things for the sake of how other people think and analyze and communicate about, for the most part. Because you're still because it's sliding in to a misunderstanding. Now, once Mercury fully go, like later on this week, once it fully get into Mercury, that opposing energy, that people opposing your actions and things of that nature, is going to turn into a misunderstanding. So you're gonna start to misunderstand the conclusions, the practical conclusions that people are even making out of your actions and how you see things. So that's going to lessen your emotions about it, and lessens your feelings of feeling like you need to act on these allegations or these things that's made against you. But for the most part, you know, it's still going to be there. You're just going to, there's just the sense that people are making out of it is going to be out of your nature, and things that you're not going to care about. But as far as yesterday and day before yesterday and the week before right now, things are popping up where your actions and how you see things and the way you act is, people are talking about it and analyzing it in a negative way right now. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you did or have done as an Aquarius, if you want to add some positivity to it, add some selflessness, you know, add some expression, add some visualization to that air, add some explanation to it, you know what I'm saying? And that's adding color to the social awareness that people just picked up. So you're gonna add some self-centeredness. So that means if the attention on you in some type of negative way, add some color to it, add some expression, add some vitality to it, add some energy to it, add some spirit to it, aka add some Leo energy to it, so you can overcome this shit and transform this energy that's being dictated towards you. Now, Venus is in Leo. So, off the bat, Venus is opposing you. So your actions, the way you act and how you see things, is at odds with the way people are seeing, the way you're supposed to love, appreciate, value, and relate to others. So off the bat, your actions is highly unrelatable right now. Unloving, uncaring, unvaluable, you know what I'm saying, uncompromising. People are not willing to compromise with your actions and the way you see things right now. So it's best for you to lay low and even get out the way right now, unless you're willing to make this a give and receive match. And to make this a give and receive match and the tug of war match, you're going to have to set aside your actions and the way you see things for the sake of how other people love, appreciate, value, and what they're willing to compromise with and what they appreciate. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing, is shutting up. A lot of times you may have to be quiet a lot of times if you're not explaining something in a way of people want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? So to make this a give and receive match, you know, you have to set aside your actions and how you see things. So don't be acting in your true nature. Don't be trying to be too fixated and too communicative and too combiningness, like trying to bring everybody together. Because you may be in a situation where you bring two people together who don't even like each other, and then they're going to hate you for it. You see what I'm saying? So be aware of these things. Now, Mars is in Virgo, so you even have a misunderstanding of people's intentions right now, people's motivations, willpower, and passions. You putting this in a box in your head. You misunderstand people's motivations right now. So to get an understanding is how to get an understanding for the most part is seeing how other people make things work, how they get things working, how they analyzing and making sense out of their desires and willpowers and motivations, and then you're gonna start to learn what to apply to your own willpowers, desires, and motivations, and act on these things and see them for what they are. Now Jupiter is in Libra, so right now you got the gift. You got the gift of having wisdom and knowledge about the experiences that you and everyone else is going through. And you also have the gift of putting meaning and reasonings to these things. You just have to actually access these things and get up off your ass and actually utilize your gifts. You know what I'm saying? But you have the gift of experiences. You have the gift of expansion. So make sure you're not gifting yourself into experiences that you don't need to be experiencing. Just make sure you're sitting back, being social, analyzing, and adding. See, this how you can get into the bad experiences when you're staying fixated in your way of thinking and thinking and communicating about these things, right? Because that's the clash with Libra. You know what I'm saying? Libra wants you to initiate and create new ideas and thoughts. You can't just always be fixated on your own way of your own comfortable thoughts and ideas. So anytime you jump into that vibration, that sector of air, that shape form of air, then the experiences should be positive experiences. Now Uranus is in Aries, so you're ruled by Uranus, but also I'm skipping Saturn. I'm gonna go back to it, but also Uranus is sextiling. It's sextiling, so you're going to witness it's in Aries, so you're going to witness a lot of opportunities for your actions, the way you act and how you see things, to be transformed, but also to be unique and original. So you're going to witness opportunities for you to be your genuine self, unique and original, quirky at times, but you're unique, weird at times, but unique and original. Now, for the most part, these are the opportunities you're going to witness. So just make sure you're not taking all the opportunities to be too rebellious, opposing, and changing. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. Now, let's get to Saturn. You're ruled by Saturn also, and it's doing the other sextile. So you're sitting in between Uranus and Saturn. So right, you're gonna witness all kind of opportunities to take your actions, the way you act, and how you see things, and to gain stability in your life. And you're gonna witness opportunities to see reality. For better or worse, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to witness opportunities to be able to change reality to your sector, or be able to change reality to the way you see things and things of that nature. It's like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to opportunities, you're going to witness opportunities for your actions to be changed and opposed against. So your uniqueness and originality may get changed. May get opposed against. Also, so be aware of that. Now, Neptune is in Pisces, so your actions and the way you act and how you see things is carrying no direct influence towards your own or other people's dreams, illusions, creativity, and imagination. So if you're trying to tap into yours, you may be successful, you may not be, but for the most part, you're not blocking no one else's dreams, illusions, creativity, imaginations either. But you're not adding on to anyone else's dreams, illusions, creativities, imaginations also. So if you're trying to add on to people gonna be looking at you like, nah, that's some weird left field type shit. Nah, I'm cool. And then Pluto is in Capricorn. So Pluto, you're not in no direct influence in transforming your own or other people's lives either. And when you want to tap into deep transformation, deep willpower, deep desires, and deep motivations, you're not in any of those aspects. So right now, you're not even really concerned about your deep desires, and you're not really in the way of blocking anybody else's deep desires and deep willpower to the point that you're on their negative side. And no one needs to transform you out of their life, aka kill you or something like that. So you're alright. So yeah, that's your planetary transits for this week.